Let's call ourselves to order. Meeting of the West Newbury Board of Selectmen, 7:05. First item on the agenda is to talk with people, appointments to committees. Someone for the Community Center Committee, Noah, is it Elias? Okay. Elias, okay. Come on up, Noah. Just sit, you can sit right there. Just talk into the microphone because it's not for us, it's for the recording.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for coming in. Just tell us briefly why do you want to be on the committee? I know you have been on the committee already, so give us a couple of sentences.
Well, my teacher approached me in school and said we need some selection from the youth to see what kind of community center committee we want to build. And I said, well, I think I can represent the youth pretty well, and there seemed to be no one else who rose to the job, so I thought we need at least one person, so I was glad to join.
Okay.
You sure it's just not for community service hours that you can graduate?
I got plenty.
Good answer.
What would you like to you must have some ideas in the back of your mind, or people that you've talked to. What would you like to see? Do you have any ideas that you would like to see
In the community center?
Yeah.
Well, mainly I'd just like to see sports facilities and exercise, like lots of people my age are. And I know that's not the main, doesn't have to be the main focus, but I know that having an indoor sports facility and exercise facility would be very useful to the town.
Okay.
Have they been talking about that?
Yes.
What's around the show?
What?
Nothing. Indoor track, pool, all those type of things?
If it can be afforded.
Okay. Now, can I ask, you said you were already on the committee? Were you on there with Nick Murphy?
Yeah, I was.
You
Nick
just,
is no longer on the committee.
yeah, I knew that.
Oh,
So
how
we
come?
just,
He retired.
yeah.
Okay.
He's really into track. Senior year. No, he's up for reappointment?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it just threw me that he's coming in.
That's why I just had the same question.
Well, we didn't have a formal.
Okay, cool.
Thing.
That's what just threw me.
Okay.
No big deal.
I'm okay if you want to move
Yeah,
forward.
Okay. Make a motion.
Make a motion that Noah Elias is on the community, the CCC, term ending 2019?
June 30th.
June 30th, 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How was the first day of school? It's good. Good. Pretty serious guy.
I was going to ask him where he parked.
That would have been.
Do you know our parking fees at Pawtucket are very high? Like Danvers, it's 0. Masco, it's 100. Here, it's 180.
I paid it for all 3 of my children. It is.
I mean, it's a fee.
The Mill Pond? You wanna?
I just didn't know where Joe was going there.
I think it just needed a little relief. It's something that was been bad.
Are you Robin?
Yep.
Can you come up? Thank you for coming in. Can you just briefly introduce yourself to us and
Sure.
say why you want to be on the Mill Pond Committee?
Hi, I'm Robin Pendergast.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I recently moved to West Newbury from Merrimack, and I reside at 613 Main Street, so my house overlooks Mill Pond.
Nice.
And I would like to be a little more involved in the pond itself going forward, so I figured living at the address would be a good start. I see a lot of what happens and who's coming and going, and I think that the point it's at right now is it's a great point where we have so many people that do come to use it and utilize it.
We have full-time members?
That's what I was just gonna ask, is this
We have full-time
associate or
members
full-time?
available? If I'm not mistaken, you've talked to some people on the Mill Pond to try to get an idea about it, or? No?
We only have an
No.
associate,
Okay.
1 year.
Okay. We're always looking for people. They do a lot of good things down there, so. Robin also used to own a business in West Newbury, so she's familiar with the
Okay.
community.
Oh, good.
And then she moved her business to Merrimack, and she has children in the district, child in the district.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion to appoint Rob Pendergast to associate membership on the Mill Pond Committee.
Second. Through August, through
Through,
2018, June 30th, 2018.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, I was reluctant to say this to the young boy, but so she needs to do a few things, like be sworn in. She needs to,
Mary will handle all that.
yeah. So you might want to sometime come by the town clerk's office, so then you can give him your contact information, so then they can pass it on to the Mill Pond Committee. So when they have a meeting, they can contact you if you're a member, and so forth and so on. And there's an ethics test that you have to take online.
And they did send me that in the email.
She'll send you a letter that has all that in it.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
I'd make a motion to appoint Nicole Francoeur to the Bicentennial Committee for a term ending June 30th, 2018.
She done her ethics?
Yes. George Allen, Council on Aging, a term ending June 30th, 2020. And Tom McCrane on the Energy Advisory Committee for a term ending June 30th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is just to have an update on how any problems with the signs that were put up around parking on Farm Lane and Chestnut Hill Street.
Gary and I met about a week ago, obviously, with the trying to find a solution to Farm Lane. Gary and I met, talked about what signs were appropriate, and since then, Gary and his crew have installed the signs, and they're already in place. So I'm hoping long-term problem has been solved.
Have you have any problems down there today?
No, not today. So I know that some of the juniors haven't been assigned their parking spaces yet. I don't know how long it takes the school to do that, but probably by the end of the week, they'll probably have that problem solved.
How much is a parking fine?
Only from what I think Joe said was 108?
180.
180? Wow.
No. A parking fine.
Oh,
fine.
fine. Oh, fine.
I know how much that is.
Oh,
I paid
okay.
it for 3 kids.
I think it's, is it 15?
It depends on the violation. If it's contrary to traffic violation.
Well, down there, I'm talking, down there.
The 2-hour limit, I believe it's $15.
So it's not really killer anyway.
No,
Have you got any calls or anything pushback from it?
no. I mean, a couple inquiries of why we're now posting it, and I said, well, it's always been posted. Some of the signs have just been lost. So we're just replacing what was already up there and what was already done 20 years ago. I've been telling people it's nothing new, we're just reposting.
Because they seem to be talking about it on social media a lot. Dealing with some individuals that moved in down there that we had problems with, and then that could be saying that's the reason why,
Which has nothing to do with it.
which has nothing.
No,
to do with it.
I mean, it's,
I happened to, when I went down and checked it out the other day, and just when I was there, I saw Sandy Birkenbridge was walking down the street, and She was happy. And she's been the,
No, it's just reposting what the
Yeah.
town did 20 years ago, so.
Okay.
Yep, good.
Yeah, I only got one phone call. I told them to come here tonight because it was on the agenda, but they didn't show up, so.
So,
pro or con?
On because of the junior thing. It prompted it, because juniors don't have a place to park if they have cars. And that's where the juniors were parking cars.
Hey,
Well, if they want to walk, they could park
Yeah.
on your old street.
Okay,
okay,
how
so,
did the, school resource officer go for the first day?
good, first day of school, he said it was good.
He was there?
Yeah, he was there on his first day of school, 179 more to go.
Good.
Uh, but no,
Only do one at a time.
one foot in front of the other. No, he says it was good. He was welcomed, visited all 3 schools today, obviously concentrated on the high school and then the middle school and then obviously the elementary school. So he's been working with all 3 principals and he sees everything as a positive thing. A lot of the teachers have approached him as of last week when they were already in school that they're very excited about the position and where this year will bring them.
So is this just sort of a bookkeeping, is that tying up a cruiser or something, or?
If we have a cruiser available, we let him take one down. If we don't have a cruiser available, then we don't, because he's obviously traveling between all 3 schools. So today there was a car available, so he had a car.
Yeah, I mean, if it's available, it's probably a good idea. Then he has all his resources that are in the cruiser at his
Right there,
disposal.
right, so.
Right.
I just want to remind the board that we still have other work to do on the other streets that I brought you to attention about whether we're going to continue to post them or not post it or whatever. So I don't want to let too much time go by before we
When
decide.
did we say, was it the next meeting? When did we say we're going to talk about that? Remember?
We didn't, I don't think.
That's what I thought too.
I thought we said the 18th.
Did we have to like post that list or something?
Yeah, there was something we had to do.
Yeah.
It has to be, like a public hearing.
It has to be
for-
posted.
But it's not in the newspaper. It's just, yeah, you said it, I thought.
I mean, a lot of this has already been done. Did you want to redo it?
But we're not sure if it's.
Yeah.
We weren't sure
done
that some of them
legally.
had been done
I know
correctly, yeah.
some of them that weren't.
Some
Since I've been a
probably weren't,
selectman,
some
people-
probably weren't. So to your point, I think you were saying take the legal side, so we should post them and go through them all.
And I think we researched it, and there was, I think somebody
So-
who researched it, the Farm Lane one was definite. And then anything else we can find, we don't need to. But the other ones we can't find, there was 2 on there that I know that weren't.
So who has to do what? Like, how much posting time does it need? Okay.
You don't have to tell, I mean, just do it.
Don't we need a definition of the list of the roads? Was that all there,
Yeah.
the length and all
Everything-
that?
everything's
Got
there.
everything
Yeah, he did.
Everything
he
was
did
submitted last meeting,
on that?
on all the
form?
streets.
On all the streets?
Yep.
Yes.
So everything we need for that?
All we have to do is make a decision.
Post the list,
What's
well,
that?
post the list that's in your letter,
Yep.
and whatever the waiting time is, and then come back and go through them.
We'll do it as fast as we possibly can do it,
Yeah.
right?
I'm ready, I'd be ready now, but I just.
But it has to be- there's a
we need
process.
to-
There was a
we need-
process that we
need
had
to
to
go
do,
through the
yeah.
process.
And that's the reason why we said the 18th,
Right.
Yeah.
now that you're
That's
right.
what
Yeah.
that's what I thought it was.
Okay, 2 other quick things.
Okay.
I know you guys have a lot of things to do tonight. Quickly, the fire and police department with the state police are pulling together a clothing drive for obviously all the emergency workers in Texas, especially around the Houston area. So between now and Monday morning at 8 o'clock, we're asking people if they have either brand-new clothes or slightly used clean clothes to drop by at the safety complex. We're going to package them all up, transport them to state police, and they're going to transport everything that's is collected statewide down to Texas for all the emergency workers.
Good.
So if you could pass
Good.
that along, we'd certainly appreciate that.
Okay.
One last thing, I asked Sergeant Senior to come here tonight to very briefly talk about a sign that we've talked about in past. The Kenny Fowler Foundation is talking about working with the town in placing a possible sign out in front of the safety complex. I know that Glenn and I have talked about it over the last year and a half, and I've talked to you guys individually. Sergeant Senior said that the foundation is quite willing to work with the town on that, And obviously, their first thought is putting out in front of the safety complex because it has the most flat land, basically, that the town owns on Main Street.
The best visibility.
And obviously, it would stick out where it is right there. Obviously, it would be a permanent fixture. We're thinking about possibly granite, and then obviously some type of neon sign that could rotate with different messages that could be controlled digitally by inside the dispatch center. So before we really got too far into this, we kind of, I guess, really kind of wanted your blessing before we spent countless hours in meetings to find out that would not be the wishes of the town or the
When you
board.
say work with the town, the foundation's gonna pay for it, and then we're going, you know, work with you on where to put it, or it's gonna be a partnership?
No, we didn't inherit the entire cost of it, obviously.
I'm sorry?
We would take the whole cost of it.
Okay, so Mike McCarron has, I would make a vote tonight to say yes, and obviously over there, and I think it's the perfect place for it because of Kenny Fowler being part of the fire department. I think that's important, and I think Mike, I don't think any other votes need to have to happen either. The reason why I asked that, because if we needed money, we'd have to go to fall town meeting. If not, you just proceed and work with us on where you're gonna put it and what kind of sign it is, and I think, so with the present sign bylaw, Mike, if they wanna put a granite sign, that's electric sign over there, what do they have to do? Meet with the building inspector, obviously, and that's it. They can do anything they want.
No, I mean, they can't do anything they want, but they can put up an electronic sign that gives information. That's what there's exceptions to the sign bylaw they put in there.
For
Allows for that.
the town, for
Right.
municipal use.
Municipal stuff.
Government.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd make a motion that we would okay Dan and the is it the Kenny Fowler Foundation?
Yes.
To proceed on that avenue and come back with something that we could look at and then work with them on approving.
Okay. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Just to answer your question about that, all you have to do is that, it just says such rules and orders shall not take effect until they have been published at these points in the newspaper, published in the town, city or county.
Has to be published in the newspaper?
The rule has to. So basically, if you guys voted, publish it once in the paper, once that is effective. You don't have to have a public meeting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we just have to
But
put
we
it
could,
in.
that could be,
That there's no parking.
yeah, after the fact, yeah.
No parking on, boom, 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 no parking on.
You have whatever the rules and regulations are that you adopt, you have to publish it once.
So let's put
Okay.
it on the agenda for next meeting, go through it, and
And then.
Cool,
we need-
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If people wanted to send stuff to the new sign, would they send it to dispatch?
I think all that,
TBD.
all those details we worked out.
No yard sales.
hey, Art, I don't know if you want to stay, but there might be an upcoming item you might want to just listen.
Okay.
Up to you. You don't have to.
Next item is our update on the sound system for the town annex.
Not this one, the next one.
You?
Who's the presenter?
That would be me.
Oh,
I put it on there just to give you guys an update. We have installed, I should say Brian installed the new speakers, and we had HB Communication come down today. Looked at the system, did a few tweaks to it, says we're all ready for the town meeting. He is gonna come back on the 23rd and work the system, so we should be in good shape.
Did it seem different to you?
Yes, it definitely seemed different, didn't it, Gary? It definitely did. There are 3 new speakers out there. The only thing, the other,
Fenway Park now? Okay.
so we
Good.
wanted to put everyone back up on the stage, and we took 3 8-foot tables across the front of the stage. It's gonna close off those front steps. Everyone's gonna have to use the side entrance to get up onto the stage. And we wanted to look at getting some, a skirt to go around the front. And I'm trying to get a price on that right now with the town seal in the front, in the middle. I talked to someone today, they said maybe around $300. And so it would be one skirt that goes around flat. It's not bunched up at all. It's gonna be a very smooth look. Wanted to know if I could.
It's gonna go around all 3 tables?
All 3
How
tables.
is it gonna be held up?
It has Velcro as well as clips that come with it.
You have to,
This is to a company that does it for.
Why do you want to get
Right.
rid of the stairs?
because it's the 3 8-foot table is gonna take up the whole space and you're not gonna be able to walk up and get around.
That's
So, okay, hold on, 1 second. Now, you have to ask these questions, that's a lot of weight for one,
Yep.
okay? So the clips are generally made, so the ones that made for functions and so forth like that.
Yep.
Clips are generally made for those type of tables,
Okay.
not for the plastic tables. Those big, regular plastic tables that we have now.
Yeah, we
So
were looking at using them.
So the clips would not work, because the clips, you'd have to ask that question. I've never seen a clip for a skirting.
Oh, on the
to be
fat,
able to go on
fat
that-
table,
on
okay.
the plastic one. Only, they're made,
Only this
I see
thin.
what
they're
you
only
mean.
Oh,
made for
okay.
that.
Okay.
And,
There's no lip.
and that's a lot of weight for,
So it was gonna go around the sides and into the back just a little bit to help with the weight issue.
so they're gonna be individually.
No, it was gonna be one big long one
Yeah.
and then wrap around the ends.
Yeah, that's gonna,
You don't
that's too
think?
much. I don't think so. What I think you should do is you get 3 of them individually. They're 13 feet because it's 2.5 feet, 2.5, and 8 feet.
Yeah,
They're generally 13 feet and they go around a little bit.
yeah.
And I would get a town sale on each one, and then you could maybe use them elsewhere independently if somebody wanted to use them. And then you push them together.
Okay, that's why I'm asking.
That's what I would do, because that's a lot of weight to be going all the way around. It's gonna be that.
Okay.
That would be and then you could use them individually
Yeah, okay.
if somebody wanted to have something.
So you guys okay with that?
Perfect. I think
Yep.
it looks great. You're making us look better. I like that. And I need all the
It would cost a little extra to do 3, to buy 3 versus 1, and putting the seal on is an additional cost, so we might bring it up a little bit.
The school department has them.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps you. Maybe you could
You
call
could
down
see
there and
an,
ask
you
them where
could
they
see
got
an
'em.
example. You could actually maybe look at theirs.
Well, no, not looking at them, but just ask them where they got 'em. Well, I think theirs are tablecloths.
So I tried the tablecloths. I didn't think those worked very
No,
well, and
no.
it was too much.
They're 90 by, those tablecloths for that they're 90 by 156, and they drape down, and they go around the whole thing. No,
Right.
No,
You don't want that. You'd rather have so it's not pleated at all. It's nice and flat. It's
Okay. Whatever you need to do.
Okay, we'll table the tablecloth. Personnel policy, Joe, you want to
Sure.
mention some things?
So I want to make a proposal for an amendment to our personnel policy, and the subject matter is supervisor subordinate fraternization. Just want to say that while friendly, collaborative personal relationships are encouraged and create a positive environment, personal relationships must never, even the perception, create a conflict of interest or bias. So therefore, what I'm proposing that we consider is individuals who manage others should never engage in a romantic, intimate relationship with any employee within their chain of command. So that's the direct supervisor, but that also could be a supervisor of it could be a level up. So I want to,
You mean skipping a level?
yeah.
Okay.
So this is,
What do we need to do to add this to our personnel policy?
we need to propose it tonight, vote to post it for 10 days, and then we have to have a public hearing next meeting.
In the public hearing, obviously, it's been posted to our personnel. And where would we post it? We would post it at the library, we would post it at the DPW, we would post it at the police, the fire, this town, where else, right? So everybody would, we did this once before and we didn't post it as well as.
We didn't
2
have
years
the right,
ago.
we didn't have 10 days lead time. So I
No,
think,
but I mean, something else, we just didn't, we need to post it where people are. That's what I mean. But just posting it here is not any good because some person.
All the employees aren't there, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is when we post it, let's just make sure we post it in all the.
right, so this defines, what those relationships could be, and then it also says that if a situation were to occur, what the procedures or different options could be. So questions, and kind of throw it open before we talk any further? Discussion?
I just, what if, how does it get adjudicated if there's a situation where the person, out and out, just denies it or feels they've been wrongly accused, or?
If they deny it, they're in violation of the State Ethics Commission, Chapter 268A, right?
Well, that's not true. If they deny it, and
They might be, they might be, they might
they could
be,
deny it because
they might be innocent.
They might be
Yeah.
innocent.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
right. So I was thinking if they were guilty.
Yeah, obviously.
Good question.
But like any other personnel policy, so they will be subject to the grievance procedure, personnel policy.
Okay.
Could you be married and not be romantic or intimate, or have an intimate relationship with that individual? Is that? I mean, I hear a lot. I hear a lot of sitcoms. That's generally the case.
This would include people that are married. So you cannot supervise your wife, or your wife cannot supervise you.
You tell her that. That should be in there.
It is. Relationship.
Marriage is
Never engage-
included.
Oh, I'm
Third
sorry.
paragraph.
Third paragraph.
Relationships included within the policy of marriage and dating. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading that one sentence. Individuals who manage others should never engage.
So, like I said, it defines what those relationships could be, and then if it were to occur, there's steps.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. Relationships included within this policy are marriage. I understand that. Dating. I understand that. Cohabitation. So you could live with an individual as roommates, but other people might think that, but that's not. I mean, I understand, but I'm just trying to make sure it's clear too. I mean, I could have a roommate. It could be a female.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're living with.
Cohabitation.
Just because you're living with a female doesn't mean that, and then somebody goes, oh, they're living with her, or she's living with him, of course, but that might not be the
They
case.
just might be renting the same condo, whatever.
Except with that give rise to appearance of conflict if it's roommate.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
what we're
no,
saying.
no, I'm not going down that road.
Yeah,
because
we're
I'm
not.
not. That means you
I
can't,
don't think
you
that
can't
was.
live, if somebody, they rent an apartment together and now all of a sudden that person.
That's
can't.
not what we're saying.
'Cause
Actually-
I
Actually,
believe that if you're married, you could supervise each other as long as it's the ethics thing. But I mean, I understand why we should have this in place, but, I mean, if you have professional people,
That's not saying two people that work together can't live together. That says that a supervisor can't.
hold on for 1 second, you need to get on the microphone, because people scream at home. Sorry.
No, I guess that's how I define that. Cohabitating is not two equal employees living together. Cohabitating, I think, in the realm of that language is when you have a supervisor and a subordinate living together. It gives the appearance that there may be unjust favoritism because they cohabitate together. That's how I read that. Not.
Relationships included within this policy are marriage, dating, cohabitation, or any other relationship that creates the appearance of favoritism. So I would say brother and sister.
if the
Or brother
two,
and brother?
if the two people are equal in statute within a profession, and one can't put any undue influence on the other, then it's a wash. I think what we're talking about in that language, how I understand it, is that you can't have a supervisor and someone that's a subordinate cohabitating together.
But if they're dating, I mean, wouldn't that cover that if they're,
Dating, obviously, but.
but if they're just roommates, that's not what the intent was on here. If they're,
I don't know what the.
It says appearance.
By cohabitating, by a supervisor cohabitating with a subordinate could cause undue influence or perception on the behalf
that's true.
of coworkers. That's how I'm interpreting it. I don't know what the meaning of how it was written, but that's how that could come into play.
Do we have to decide on the wording tonight, or can we edit the wording in 2 weeks?
Up until the public hearing.
Yeah.
That's what the public hearing.
You gotta post it.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You can do it. That's what the public hearing's for. To get intake from people, so we could change it right then.
So
But just think of the military. The NCOs aren't bunked in the same place as the officers,
But you have two brothers,
and
you have
there's
two-
simple. It is
You have two
segregated.
brothers you have two brothers that are living together. One's supervisor and one's not.
But that's
yeah,
different.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, I'd take that out.
I would agree, because it's covered under dating or any other relationship that, it's covered under or any other relationship that creates a conflict of the appearance of favoritism. I think it's
Okay, the next phrase is sort of a catch-all anyway here. I would make a motion to.
Okay, so I move to propose an amendment to our personnel policy to include a supervisor subordinate fraternization policy to be posted for 10 days and to be heard at our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Discussion.
Discussion.
So this doesn't cover two brothers and brothers, right? Now, what happens now if a brother is a supervisor and he or sister, whomever, is working underneath them? Does that create?
The intent here is to be people that are in a romantic relationship, not brothers or whatever.
Basically, even without this policy, you're still subject to the conflict of interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would happen in a circumstance where it's sibling and there's potentially a conflict situation or perceived to be a conflict situation, what the person would then do is go to their appointing authority, disclose it in writing, in accordance, and get the approval of them.
The appointing authority would make a determination.
Make a determination. So you can
But
cure.
hold on. That avenue is in place right now,
Yes.
even without this.
Yes, but this policy would prohibit it.
I
So
understand.
basically, it's actually stricter
I
than
understand.
what the
It was
present
rhetorical.
ethical
It was
standard.
actually a rhetorical question.
Okay. But that's how you would handle it. So if you had a situation like that, then there'd have to be disclosure and a decision by the appointing authority.
No, so thank you.
So can we post this for 10 days?
We have to vote on it first.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay, now can we post it for 10 days? Thank you.
So it doesn't go in the newspaper?
Not this.
Not this.
This has to be posted in
posted
every
around
single town
town.
building.
Okay.
Not town like the food mart, but town like town-owned building.
Here, public
It
safety,
only has to do with
library,
town personnel.
and DPW.
And note
Library.
that we're gonna, do I need to add to it that we're gonna meet on a certain date to
public hearing, you post that, and the public hearing will be
Yeah.
our next meeting,
Did you want to set a time for that?
7 o'clock, first thing
Up
up.
to the chairman.
Sure.
Is this gonna affect people immediately, because Amanda, do you know?
I don't think that's a legal question. I think if there's somebody, well, first of all, there's nobody that's disclosed it, so I'm not aware of any situation that
That's what
exists.
I'm wondering.
We have no one that's come forward as of right now.
10 days, does that include weekends? Everything?
Yeah.
The day of posting and the day
If
of
we
the public
post it
hearing?
tomorrow, it's enough time, right?
Yes.
It is enough time? Because sometimes it doesn't include the day that it's posted or the day of the public hearing.
Okay, let's
And
move
just one
along.
more question. The people who disclose it are siblings or whatever, that's still okay.
Correct.
It's just for some reason, the romantic people, you don't want them to disclose it and have a disclosure. You
Well,
want it to be
the
open.
siblings would still, forget
Correct.
this, they're still part of the State Ethics Commission conflict, that would fall under that, so they would need to.
Well, everybody would fall under that if you didn't change this, right?
Correct.
Yep.
But I just want to understand, you want a little bit more of a.
This is beyond that,
on
yeah.
People who are romantic.
Yes, that's the whole intent.
Next item on the agenda, I just wanted to bring this up. The Lieutenant Governor was visited the town last week, and she made us aware of that West Newbury is one of the, actually at this point, one of the few towns that has not signed on to the Community Compact, which is over 300 cities and towns in Massachusetts have, and West Newbury has not. And
So there's 51 that have not.
correct.
About, okay.
And so we're not going to do anything about it right this second, but I want to bring it up to our.
Have you looked at it?
Yes.
What do we?
So
Yeah.
what is the point of it? So by agreeing to do some best practices, and I listed 4 that I thought maybe something we might be willing to do. But in general, I don't want to take up too much time. The idea is if you agree to do these improvements and you sign an agreement between the Commonwealth and the city and town, and for example, I'll just pick one here, to convene an opioid task force. That's one so-called best practice that they suggest a city or town should do. And by agreeing to do certain of these best practices, you become eligible to apply for example, IT funds for IT grants, and they usually go to a town that has not received one in the past. And by being a member by signing on to this community compact, the city or town gets extra points in their grant application. So there's some money involved. IT grants are one of them. Actual, not necessarily money assistance, but assistance with people with just expertise on a particular issue that the state will provide for the city or town in all sorts of different areas. For example, in human resources, workplace safety help. For example, another one that I thought was might be kind of interesting for our town was to establish an agricultural commission that advocates for the community's farms. One thing that we're going to do is improve our capital improvements plan and work on it and set it up better. And so maybe we could get some assistance from the state in doing a better one. So what's that? So
What do you need us to do? What do you need us to do?
I just thought we should look over these and pick out some of the things that we think, some of these don't apply to our town, or
So
just
do you
no.
have to be part of the program to even look at them over, or you want us to look them over to see if we want to be part of the program?
The latter, yeah. I don't
I mean, it
see, I
seems
don't
like-
see much of a downside to,
So why don't we vote to be part of the program, and then then we pick and choose?
well, it's not quite, you do have to sort of,
You have to identify which ones you can.
yeah.
And then you have 2 years to complete it.
So let's look at it and then put it on and we'll vote it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, don't you think we should send this out to our department heads and see if they're interested in something?
Absolutely. It's a lot of paper, but.
Yeah, there's a number of areas. I mean, Archie just mentioned a
Do we
few.
have it electronically?
Yes.
I mean, there's everything. Human resources, best practices, I mean, I can go on and on, but I don't want to. Education best practices, we aren't really, because we're a regional district, but there's so many things that we might be interested in. But I think we should look, basically I thought we should look at it.
So that actually,
Let's do it.
yeah, and send it electronically, not, when you said about having all the paper, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Send them electronically to all the department heads and see if they have any interest in something and get back to us when. It's always good to have it.
Yeah, I would say, not the next meeting, but the next meeting, which,
Okay, to give them enough time.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, how we doing?
We might actually be done by 8:15.
Okay,
Warrants for the special town meeting?
yep.
Did we want to have,
There's nothing new, right?
did we want to have the FinCom down or anything like that?
Not unless they have any questions. I mean, I think one of their members sat in last week or last meeting. It was these are pretty straightforward. Although there's one that, so there's no new ones that I'm aware of.
That's correct.
So there's one that we might want to adjust and change the tax buy-down article. I would actually propose that. I don't know if you guys feel inclined to want to vote that. I mean, I think the more notice we can give the FinCom, the better, but.
You don't have the articles with you.
Excuse me?
It's not in there.
I have,
know.
The articles, yeah,
The
I
articles
think you had
are-
them at the last meeting.
they're on in your folder.
Right.
No, yeah, no, I have them. I just didn't know if there was any new that aren't in the.
I mean, I would reduce the tax buy-down down to 114,000.
Second.
You what?
I move to alter the tax buy-down article and change that amount to $114,000. He seconded.
Discussion? Do you want to, so public knows why, or do you want to discuss that, or no? Okay.
When is the deadline on this?
The first Friday of October is when it has to be.
So I would
Posted.
ask that we, obviously,
The deadline to submit an article?
No,
No,
to
no.
post it, to post the warrant.
so I would say, I think that's a clearer number, but with some more research before our next meeting, maybe we can come up with a different number, but I would go with the 114 at this point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to go with the 114, and then we can change it if we need to change it again.
Correct. But I know at this point, with the information that we have, I think
That's the
114.
best number we have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, was the tax reduction?
Yeah.
So we're reducing the reduction. That's some bureaucraties. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't have any other questions on any other town meeting article.
A facilities request, I gotta find it. You have yours in front of you?
One thing,
Oh, here it is.
if I remember correctly, do these myopia people go across any streets? So how is this not we try to be consistent.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
How is this not what is it? special event, the application.
Would be
I don't
nice.
even see any sign-offs from the chief, I was looking on this, of police.
And
or
it's,
any-
and it's, the date of the event is Saturday.
I mean, it's a lovely event, I'm not, and I
Oh,
love seeing them.
yeah,
It's
right.
beautiful, and it's a good part of, it's part of our town. But to be consistent, again, we made this girl from the Apple Harvest Road Race,
Jump through
hoops.
hoops, yeah.
and.
Oh, we made her come in and answer some questions, yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Okay.
This girl,
And they're not
she
even
hired
here.
she took a day off of work and hired a babysitter to watch her
They're-
kids to make out the application.
They're not even here.
Yeah.
This was the very similar event that they held in the spring. This was the form they used. This is how it happened then, so.
I think we need to give Mary direction on what is a,
Special event.
because they're all just gonna come in and say, oh. this is
People
what
say
we-"
we've
This is
always,
how we did it in
we've
the
always
past.
done it, yeah.
And they're gonna always say that because this is a one-page one and the other one is not. So I would actually, unless, if we're gonna do it,
It
the
applies
special
to,
event one,
it applies to
I
everybody.
actually might wanna take a vote and just say, let's get rid of it and go back to the old form, because we haven't stuck to it. We've only been picking and choosing.
Well, why is that happening? Is it because people don't know, or what's
I
the
don't know,
reason?
I mean, like the, I don't mean to go back to the garden club plant sale, but that's a special event that took place on, I would consider that a special event, going back and forth over.
Well, the event did not take place on a public way.
But they're going, yeah, it did. It's on the training field, they're
The
going,
training field is not a public, it's not a street.
yeah, but they're going.
But
back
it's,
and
It's on
forth.
people are
public
driving
property,
all
not public
around
way.
it, yeah.
Yeah, but Cindy Adams had to do one of these things, and that was on a.
Okay, that I'll argue with you.
That was on a public, that was on a private thing, but I'm just saying that we have to stay consistent.
I agree,
I don't
totally
know,
agree.
so
Totally agree.
I would say abandon it, because it seems like we're picking and choosing, or we have to stay consistent.
Well, then stay consistent.
I want to stay consistent. People, the trouble is, people don't come in soon enough with the applications. They come in at the last second. How do we get them informed that they need to?
Well, I would say you only can do that once. So,
So what are you
these
gonna do?
people have to be told that they have to be given the special request thing. Excuse me? The special events thing, given that to them and say, okay, we're gonna approve it this time, but with a few caveats that the police are not even, were you notified of this?
Which one?
The
The
myopia one?
Myopia Hunt Club.
The fox hunt? They use live guns? No, I'm sorry, they use tasers. They want to be more humane. Okay. So when is this?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, good.
September 12th.
No, that's not Saturday. My wife's birthday's Saturday, so that's the 10th. It's generally during the week.
No, it's not Saturday.
I generally see them coming.
it's a
like, when
week
I'm
from
coming home
today.
From work and stuff, I generally see them.
Oh, it's on a weekday?
It's a week from today.
Okay, so, well, let's approve this, but they have to have some caveats, and they have to be given this, and they can never do it again. Do you know what I mean by that? That's the only way we can
We
inform
should keep a
people.
list of the never do it again people then.
That's the, yeah.
Well, at the end of the year, everybody's come through.
So myopia has to follow special events guidelines.
Well,
not-
okay, this is what we need to do. It's not fair. We need to define it for Mary, so Mary can define it for the people.
It's in the,
Because,
just read the special event application. It's defined in there.
But
So that one is using a facility, the pipe stave, correct?
well, no. This is all we had before. This is all we had before. So we wanted to make it better for bigger events. So people were filling this out if they wanted to get this room, or if they wanted to have 200 horses.
The circus, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we try to, the bigger events, you know, they had to check in with the police, you know, just like the apple harvest one. That, you know, so they weren't filling that out.
A special event is any activity that occurs on a public or private property that affects the ordinary use of parks, playgrounds, fields, buildings, public streets, right-of-way, or sidewalks. They may include festivals, fairs, concerts, holiday celebrations, parade, athletic tournaments, road races, or bike races. And it goes on.
So that's still, again, so to give you an idea, that would include the Gardens Club plant sale, that would include this, that would include the Apple Harvest Road Race. If somebody wanted to have a...
Yeah, you're right, it would. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to have, like if Long Hill Orchard wanted to have an Apple Harvest, you know, brew fest, or something, you know what I mean, or a concert that you see, like that Amesbury thing that's going on with the country music thing that they just changed, that it would include something like that, down to the plant sale, because it's on a public way. I mean,
You're right, that would include that. So what do we do?
so I would say yes, but with the caveat that they contact the police and that they clean up after the horses.
Did they contact the police by this week, like soon?
Yes, this week,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They can't contact the police the day of and then decide. They have to have a detailed plan of which I think they kind of do, don't they? They cross. Well, hi Mary. It's Tuesday, September 12th. We're leaving from Pipestave at 8 a.m. On Tuesday, September 12th, Maudsley State Park. On the 26th, Indian Meadow. On that, then they come back.
Do they have insurance?
Yep.
Yes.
It's valid now?
Yeah, it's on the back. Then they come back to Ash Street on November 7th.
Okay. All right. Good.
And then they have to be given that and said, this doesn't work anymore.
So we need a list of where they're going,
Just for the police. They need to know road crossings, I would assume. Wouldn't you want to know that? Yeah. Almost like a bike race. You know how the bike race comes in and they show us where they're going to go? I can't remember. I mean, I know they go down Ash Street, but that's a whole different, that's in November, I think. They can literally go down Ash Street.
You don't want to tell the fox where the path is.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so somebody gonna make a motion?
Second.
All in favor? With the caveats that the
Why don't you make the motion?
okay, I make a motion to approve the myopia hunt club event on September 12th at 8 a.m. starting at Pipestave.
Caveats.
With the caveat being that the myopia people inform the police of the...
Well, they don't inform, the police approve.
Yeah, exactly.
Has to be approval by the chief of police.
And there'll be no other use of facilities in the future. They have to apply via a special event.
This near on Ash Street, that's the one across, that's on November 7th. So so they can be familiar with this, it would be nice for them to fill out a special events thing for that one. Maybe
The near is West Newbury, yeah.
yeah, that's down
Which date is that?
November 7th.
which gives them plenty of time.
What about Indian Meadow Farm?
I don't know what that is.
What about the next one up, Glenn?
Oh, Indian Meadow on October 7th.
Is that
Is that in West
Is that-
Newbury? Indian Meadow Farm?
Joe Hughes' farm? Is that the name of his farm?
Indian Meadow?
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it either.
What's the name of his farm?
It might be that.
We're
Anyway.
only approving this one. We're only approving the Tuesday, September 12th one.
Yeah.
And give them, we need to understand, because Maudsley State Park, now, does Maudsley State Park, does that just stay in the park?
That's in Newburyport.
I understand, but this, why would that be on this list? Hey, Mary, dates for the hunt in West Newbury has been finalized. We're leaving from Pipes Day at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, September 12th. Okay, so that means Maudsley State Park, Indian Meadow Farm, near on Ash Street. You want me to let you know when we'd be around town? I don't even know what any of that means.
Well, maybe the Maudsley one crosses over into West Newbury too. We don't know.
Yes,
Any event that.
So we just
comes
need
into
some
West
more
Newbury is a
clarification.
special event.
they haven't told you anything more than what's on here, right?
We need some more clarification on what's going on
Oh.
those.
It's unclear.
And why would they list those things?
Okay, let's move on. Request for a street opening permit.
I move to approve the street opening permit for 47 Crane Neck Street. With the,
Second.
with the conditions outlined.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have a Council on Aging grant to sign off
For
on.
formula grant. I move to approve the Council on Aging formula grant for FY18.
Discussion?
Somebody second it?
Second. For
Discussion?
But we're,
I think this is an annual grant that they apply for.
yeah, I understand that, but we're approving what?
Her
The
ability,
funding formula.
her
And they don't
ability,
know what they don't know what the funding formula is, because they said they were told anywhere from $970 per elder or $980 per elder.
right, so we're approving her ability to make the application.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I mean, that's our policy, right?
Yep.
Okay, what's next?
Appointments we did.
We did appointments.
How many minutes do you want to approve tonight?
A lot of them.
Okay, you have any, can we start with the ones that don't have any corrections in them?
Okay, ones that I had no changes to were May 15th, June 12th, June 19th, July 10, July 24.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. On the minutes of August 7th,
Okay. And you have May 30th there too.
correct. Those two I had a couple of change. There was it was very minor, but about the MMA essay contest, the word should be community, not committee. In the
You want to just give the changes?
yeah, the
So-
minutes for August 7th, and a change of about the,
So I move to approve the minutes of August 7th and May 30th as amended.
okay,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
make a motion to accept the invoice warrant.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I move to approve the payroll warrant.
Second? Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain. Make a
Do
motion
you
to
have a
adjourn.
question? We only have one,
I don't have any questions.
oh, you didn't, but all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to, not adjourn, make a motion
It's,
to recess.
We're doing placing of items on future agenda.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said you didn't have anything.
Oh, no, he was asking me about the warrant, I thought.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
What
Okay,
do you got, Joe?
what do you got?
I just had a question. Do we have a September 11th ceremony next week?
We generally always do,
That's what I thought. I wasn't aware.
which should be on Monday.
Yes.
I'll text somebody right now, we can probably get it. Yeah, I'm gonna, text him right now.
Okay. I didn't really have it. I just had a question.
Is that it?
Do
Wow.
you guys have any?
No.
Do you have anything, Glenn?
No, thank you.
Want to sign the street opening for that?
Oh, yeah,
Do
okay.
you have a original for the street opening permit, or, oh, she has one, they're over there.
I have them over here, I decided to keep them so that I made
We,
sure.
because otherwise I grab them and they go into the great abyss.
Just
So now you
making
can move
sure,
to
yeah.
adjourn upstairs.
I'll make it,
Mr. Chairman, there's a question in the
yes.
audience.
which minute? The ones that we just, all the open, of open meetings?
We just approved them, they're available. Oh, posting on the website.
Soon as we can get them done. If you have any requests for one, you can just go in the town office if you need something faster.
If you have a
We'll do it as
specific
fast as
date,
we can.
otherwise, yeah.
Yeah,
Glenn.
Make a motion to recess and then re-adjourn upstairs in the planning board's office.
Not re-adjourn.
Not re-adjourn, but just transfer, what do you call it, what is it? Recess to the planning board office or planning board department, wherever they're holding the meeting upstairs at 8:15.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we would not,
coming out to just adjourn.
no, we can adjourn up there.
Okay, we'll adjourn up there.